next lockdown is coming soon, baby.
No, this one hasn't ended, but we're here.
We're here. We're going to do it again. And you know what?
The Insurgent Zen podcast with your host,
AJ Bate.
and Jason Allen.
I think at this point, Canada should just go for a Guinness World Record. I mean, if we're going to do it, let's just go.
Don't we have it?
Let's make sure nobody can ever...
Oh, no, nobody's touching it.
Nobody.
Other countries are done.
Yeah, let's just go Tom Brady it. Like, nobody's touching this record.
No, for sure. Yeah, Tom Brady, if he was a complete asshole loser, that's us.
Yeah, it's just enough already.
No.
You know? Just enough already. We've talked about this several times. I know you guys are tired of hearing about it.
I don't want to go off about it too much
just
anymore,
enough already.
but it is annoying.
Yes. Anyways, you know, free Palestine. I'm not saying that's Jason's opinion, but that's my opinion.
Yeah.
I know.
Here we go. No, it's obviously my opinion too.
Yeah, I don't want to force you into a corner, but me personally, free Palestine. And if anybody that wants to fight me over it, let's meet in downtown and we'll talk.
Downtown Palestine, you
exactly,
little bitch.
Exactly. There you go. But anyways, it's a new day. We're all somewhat we have diet root beer, which I've always thought was really a renaissance in the soda industry.
Yeah, like the fancier of the pops.
Well, no, it's just like an innovation, you know, because there's you get your
so many pops taste
you
the
get your
same.
Diet Cokes, you got your Diet Pepsis, Sprite,
a 7-Up. It's all kind of the same.
Yeah, you know, I mean, root beer in its essence is supposed to be diabetes.
It's its own thing. Oh,
yeah,
you think it's supposed to be extra sugary?
The fact they were able to make a diet root beer is really a sent from God.
You know that they used to call root beer sarsaparilla. Did you know that?
Is that was sarsaparilla a bad thing?
I don't think it was a bad thing. It was just, I don't know when the name change came.
I would love
it used to be sarsaparilla.
It's like, well, you want a diet sarsaparilla?
Do you want a nice glass of sarsaparilla?
And I'm like, well, do I feel like...
Doug had that joke. He used to have a joke about like old people, like
sarsaparilla.
And I told him, he's like, I'm like, you gotta say like they're drinking something like old timey, like say sarsaparilla. But he didn't know what it was. He was like sitting on your porch drinking a warm glass of sarsaparilla.
That's why.
Then I'm like, no, it wouldn't be warm.
That's why when he said it, like, oh, I thought it was like a hot beverage.
No, it's not a hot beverage. It's pop.
Now, really,
he just didn't know.
So now his description is very gross.
Yeah, it's even grosser. To drink
a
warm
glass of root beer, baby.
Yeah. So
he's an idiot.
Spoiler to one of Doug's jokes.
Even though
from
he's
85.
Exactly. Was Rodney Dangerfield's favorite joke. No, you would think somebody that was like really into poisonous beverages and eating fatty food for most of his life, you would think he would know these things.
Yeah.
But alas.
You don't.
But alas.
You more.
But yes, folks, our spirits are high.
It's been nice out anyways.
It's been very
really
nice.
Can't see on camera, but we're in shorts.
We are. Yeah, we are. We're
maybe
literally
jorts.
Business on top and a little bit of naughtiness down there. You know,
a little bit of naughtiness.
Just a little bit naughty. Showing some
Both
legs.
legs are showing.
Showing
Both.
some legs. You can blame us if
above the knee.
Yes, you
know.
can blame us if something bad happens to us. Say it's our fault.
It is our fault. I am asking for it.
You are asking for it. But you know, we're good. You know, something very interesting happened to me over the weekend.
Yeah.
Jason's in the middle of a financial con. We're doing great, folks. We're doing great. We're doing great. So Jason.
Yeah.
So as you know, I haven't seen my family back home in like 7 years.
They know what they've done. They know what they did.
Imagine. It's like a dark secret.
It's actually just you're in a fight. No, obviously because like
stole
them,
my shoes.
Them living in Libya and you draining their bank accounts and then going to Canada.
Yeah, it was the other way. Spoiler plot twist. I actually stole everybody's money. Yeah, it was a pyramid scheme, or a camel scheme. But what happened was, so a lot of them are living back home. Some of them are all over the world. I apparently have people in Denmark. I did not know that. Some in Germany. They're Nazis.
Yes.
That's not true. But they're all over the world, England, whatnot. So for the last several years, it wasn't just me that wasn't able to see all of them, but a lot of us as well.
Right.
So I think at some point Thursday or Friday, a cousin proposed that we all should do a Zoom call.
Okay.
All of us, Sunday.
The cousins back at it.
2 p.m. Eastern time.
Fuck yeah.
All of us do a Zoom call.
Right.
Which we're recording this on Monday, so it happened yesterday.
You can watch the Zoom call on the Patreon.
We're gonna be putting up. I would love, dude. Dude,
I'd love nothing more than
would love it.
a chat with your cousins on the Patreon.
You would have like easily been like, did you guys even like get to know how everybody else is doing? Because it was chaos.
I bet how many people on the Zoom?
40.
No, it's too much.
It was chaos. But here's my thing. All right. So I was a little bit optimistic. I thought that, when you're on Zoom, you can easily feel like nobody's hearing you if you're all talking. So there will be an inclination for everybody to be quiet.
Go get it.
And let's organize this, right? Just fucking power through. Fucking power through.
No.
So all the uncles and aunts, all the cousins and their kids, I haven't seen these people in 7. I left these people worrying about university, and now they're fucking struggling to put their kids in strollers. Like these people have changed.
Big changes.
They've changed.
Yeah.
It's 7 years, but
7
they
years.
feel completely different people. But my sister was like, "Watch, it's not gonna be organized. Nobody's gonna be able to get a word in." I was like, "It's impossible. Like I know." That's how Arabs are, but like technology will, you can fucking clearly notice that nobody's hearing you. So 50% of the fucking Zoom call was telling the older generation, the uncles and the aunts, to fucking unmute yourself because you just poured your emotions and heart to nobody,
To nothing.
to fucking
Yeah.
nothing. So you now have to unmute yourself and repeat all of that again. So that was half the time. And the other half is them introducing their babies that they've had. Like, don't tell me her name. I don't even know who you're married to.
Yeah, I've missed so much.
I don't even know who you're married. I just want to let me tell you what I've been up to. I miss you guys, and you tell me that. Let's talk about us,
Right.
Let's not... Like, what are these fucking old douches are doing here? Like, like uncles that are like, hey, remember me? I'm the funny guy. Remember that? And now he's just like, what about the tap dance? And we're like, dude, there's people that haven't seen each other in like almost a decade. So how about you just take a back seat,
Right.
It doesn't have to be about you. I had a headache afterwards. Like, after this was done.
I had 40
headache.
people screaming at you will do that.
Yeah.
Your sisters kind of knew, though. They were like, this is going to be a disaster. And they're even younger than you, so they realize that, like, old people just don't know shit about technology.
Yeah, no, it was brutal, but it really, I thought I didn't miss these people.
Yeah.
And when we did the phone call yesterday, that confirmed it.
Yeah, it turns out you were right.
People.
You're right.
I do not. No.
What about a meeting? A meeting of the 40 cousins.
I think that
you fight
I
over a shawarma poutine.
That's exactly what we do.
Or
I
like-
think if they knew about shawarma poutine, their minds will be fucking shattered.
You didn't mention it on the Zoom call?
Well, fucking couldn't get a word in.
I would just start yelling that. I would just yell
poutine for
shawarma
no
poutine
reason,
just
yeah.
over my rambunctious uncles.
Yeah, no, it was.
I do that now,
That's what
and I'm not from Libya. So
Literally, it was like a racist red dream. Like literally everything you thought you knew about Arabs is true. That's what I was doing at the
so
end.
that's what they were just checking off all the stereotype boxes essentially.
If you were there,
Yeah,
you
if you were like in the Zoom call and I had like stereotype boxes, would I just be checking
bingo
them
all
off?
all day, like
Yeah,
just hitting it all the
Just
time.
like, okay.
That's what I was doing at the end of the phone call. I was just talking over people. I'm like, that's what I
Because
do.
like after a while,
I have a
you-
better
like,
connection than you. I'm
you
in
can't play
Canada.
referee.
Exactly.
You
no.
can't keep telling them to like,
Yeah.
hey, keep it down. I can't hear this person. or
Yeah,
that
and there was
person.
one thing if you've noticed yesterday, when you were there, if you noticed, the people that were like muting themselves and kind of waiting until things calmed down were usually the ones that were living outside of Libya for. It's not nice to say.
No, it was the more Americanized people.
I'm not claiming.
You'd say.
I'm not claiming that Libya is, doesn't really teach you much.
Or
but-
are they? would you say Libya like lags behind in technology?
I think.
As opposed to most like.
Well, when you say technology, do you mean like the technology that the whole world shares? Because Libya knows about that, and they do have that.
No, I guess I just mean like
innovations in Libya itself.
Sure,
no,
you could
we don't
say
have
that.
many.
We don't have
many
many
inventions. No.
Right.
But again, like people are aware and educated, like about like Zoom.
But like, would a teenager in Libya be as tech savvy as a teenager in the United States or England?
I think there are a lot of them are. Yeah? I think a lot of them
Okay.
are. I think a lot of them are, and it definitely. That's why the cousins were able to like actually.
They were able to keep it together.
But no,
right,
but
right.
Even some of them were just like cutting people off and just like
Right. Sometimes it's a personality thing.
It's the personality, and I just like kids crying everywhere, and just like and it's just.
So this is over the weekend.
It was on Sunday.
So on Sunday.
Yeah, yesterday. This happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Well,
when you got back home, I'm guessing, not when you were in Toronto at Joanna's. You were here.
So it happened at 2 p.m. So when I had to leave, and then I came back here. But yeah, no, it was a little bit overwhelming too. Like just like see all these people, their voices have changed.
It's a lot.
Their mannerisms have changed, and just like. I don't want to sound like a sentimental douche, but you really do. I did like really feel like, wow, I really do miss these people.
Sure,
I do miss them quite a lot, and but I mean, hey, what are you gonna do, right? So it's just the best thing to do is to make sure this podcast becomes successful. So
obviously, that they're listening,
so they learn to not kick me out again.
Did you mention the podcast over the Zoom?
I did say, please check out In Search of Zen.
Okay,
only episodes 5 and 10, 19. Those are the only clean ones, but everything else.
Definitely not this one where we're talking shit about you.
Good God, no. But
here's one thing I'll say in defense of them.
Please defend them.
40 people on a Zoom. People are gonna interrupt each other. I've been on podcasts before where there's like 4 or 5.
It was a nightmare.
People, and it's a nightmare. You just cut each other off the whole time. And even us it happens sometimes, right?
Yeah, it does happen, and I do want to make it very clear that I did enjoy it. I'm just being silly and funny, and I do have to shit on it because I'm not gonna come here and say I actually felt nice and I was a little bit sad and I missed things back home. Yeah, God forbid I would be honest on this fucking thing. But I'm just saying we're doing it for levity sake. I did actually enjoy it. I loved them interrupting each other, and I loved all that.
That's the best part.
But that's not funny though. So I have I have to talk about how unorganized heathens
No, I get
they
it
were.
though. I do get it because aunts and uncles can be annoying.
Yeah,
and sometimes you like their kids, and you're like, you're so brutal. How do your kid
that
who I
that
get
was
along with?
And that was like a thing too, even growing up, right? Where if your dad at a family gathering does something douchey, and all the cousins hate him, and it's your dad, so you feel like ashamed, like you almost want to assassinate your dad. So you feel like, look, guys, you like me again? So it shifts, right? Like with every family occasion, it's one uncle that becomes like the villain.
Right.
Of the gathering, right? So you'd switch it, but that's fine. But like, literally on this Zoom call, it's like some of you guys have been in Libya this whole time, so you've been seeing most of these people.
Yeah.
So let us
right.
Be here, please, and we're very happy to hear your voice. But shut the fuck up.
But if you can literally like pop by their place from time to time and see them.
Exactly. Leave it up for the people that like haven't been in the country for a while and we haven't seen them in a while.
Speaking of Libyan hospitality, I do
please
have a
do.
bone to pick
Please
with
do.
you.
Not on Zoom. Please, people, don't do that.
Okay. Let's just hear what your mom dropping off cookies for you and Doug, none for me over here.
Okay, there's
myths about diabetes.
Can I?
in the Bait household.
The only thing we talk about more than me being from Libya is your diabetes. What are you talking about?
This is what Doug told me. Doug told me that your mom came by with
she didn't come by.
She didn't come by.
She want to make that clear.
she rode a bike over.
Yeah, she's like, should I go by? Jason's like, no, he's got diabetes.
No, he's got diabetes, Mom.
Okay.
She's like,
continue. Sorry, continue. I didn't mean to.
No, I heard that she left you with desserts
Yes,
for
sir.
you and Doug, and you were like, my mom wanted to give some to Jason too, but wasn't sure because of his diabetes.
Yes.
Is this true?
That is very true. Yes.
Offended.
What were you offended by?
Because diabetics can have sugar. We have insulin.
Jason.
There's a medication to break this stuff down.
Jason, I know you're defensive right now, but your blood sugar, please be careful.
Oh, you're right.
But what I'm saying is that, dude, I did not want Katie to come by my place, and because listen, Fatty Doug, he fucking finished his whole thing in one day. Okay, I don't believe in your self-restraint. You're gonna fucking finish it all in one sitting. And then you're gonna drop.
Oh, then I'm gonna die.
And then fucking Katie's gonna come over.
Meanwhile, I've made it this long, and there's fucking snacks everywhere. It's Canada.
You haven't had these.
I haven't had these. Okay.
I'm sorry. I really just don't know sometimes with.
No. I understand.
But here's the thing. I pledge.
I'm just busting your balls.
No, I know that, but I pledge to you. Well, now I have to make myself look good now.
Your mom talks a big game though, because she made those spinach things before, and you gave me one, and I was like, that's like one of the greatest things I ever had in my life.
Yeah.
And then your mom was like, I'll make them some.
Well,
that never happened because I insisted that you tell your mom how good I thought these tasted.
I really was. I would tell her every day.
I know you would.
To this day.
No follow through.
Keep it up. Take it up with her, not me.
You're right. My mom would never bake anybody anything, so I'm talking a lot of shit right now because my mom wouldn't bake you anything.
Yeah, but no, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. Did Doug tell you how good they were?
He loved them.
Okay.
Yeah, which hurt even more.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to do right now.
I need to hear this good news.
No, but but here's the thing, though. I pledge to you in front of our audience, the 100,000 people that are listening right now.
Thank you again.
Thank you again. Yes. Next time when a batch like this comes around, where do you stand? Like, should I get you a lot or a good amount or just a little bit?
Just a normal amount. I'm
just
a normal person.
Regular.
I don't need
okay.
that. I'm not saying I need to eat a table of cookies.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. I'm just, and don't be upset if I come in with a waiver. And I just want you to sign. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
I don't want you to drag my mom in courts and shit. But okay, well then that's fine. I truly, it was purely out of concern for your health,
right? And
as a co-host of this esteemed podcast, I wanted you to live a long life.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Next time I'll make sure just Doug won't say anything. That fucking idiot.
That's really the lesson here.
Really fucking blabbermouth.
I have a man on the inside. Doug gives me the information I want
can't
and
be trusted.
need. You know what I mean?
Can't be trusted. You know.
That's fair. He can't be trusted.
You definitely cannot.
I can trust him to tell me what I need to know.
Well, yeah,
I like
sure.
that
With you,
about
it's
him.
like everything's
I
fine,
like that.
fine and dandy. Yeah, but with me, it's like, you feed a horse a day. Shame on me.
What saying are you going for
I'm
here?
combining
what
two.
Even...
I'm combining two. I'm combining taking a horse to water and shame on me, shame on you. But yeah, no, it's no. They were absolutely great. If that makes
I bet. So that was like kind of like her treat at the end of Ramadan.
Well, because
like a tradition.
Well, because it was Eid, right? So which is our kind of somewhat Christmas or whatever you want to call it. That so traditionally during Eid
that's when sweets come out.
Sweets
like
come out,
right.
baby, and people just have fun and they eat stuff. Their
by
face.
Sweets, I do mean his cousin Sweets comes
he
over.
Is Sweets Toots. It's Muhammad.
Sweets Muhammad. Comes by and does a dance.
Yeah, no, I have a cousin that's in Vancouver.
Yeah?
He happens to be named Sweets. No, he's not. But he lives in Vancouver, and he was talking shit about how, Ontario sucks.
Yeah. Well, he's not wrong.
Well, he's not wrong. I try to.
Is BC open?
Yeah,
or partially
he
open?
was saying that things are living La Vida Loca.
Yeah.
You can go around and
you
do
can
shit.
go inside places.
I was a little bit upset. I tried. Sorry, Ontario. I tried to defend us, but you made a really good case.
Oh, yeah, why?
I
don't try to defend us anymore.
The only
Jenny,
thing
my sister lives, know my sister. She's guest of the podcast,
yes,
friend of the podcast.
Friend of the podcast.
She lives in Oregon, and she's like, dude, I'm seeing newspaper articles in the States talking about how bad Canada's doing. I'm like, they're not wrong.
You can't blame them. You really can't blame them. No.
Yeah, especially in Ontario.
So it's brutal. It's brutal. And my cousin was telling me the one thing though I did defend was the weather. I said, well, in Vancouver, it fucking rains all the time. Yeah.
Don't they just have rainy winters?
They also have rainy winters. That sucks.
I think just rainy winters instead of snow.
No, they don't get snow. No, Vancouver especially doesn't get snow.
That's what I'm saying. So that's pretty good.
I hate that, dude. I mean, I don't know. If I were to pick between the two.
Rain or snow?
But the thing is, though, it might rain even in the summer. That's the issue.
But how much? Like, it rains here in the summer.
Not always.
But a bit. Like, how much is, like, rain in the summer?
I guess my cousin was right twice then.
I don't know. Like, dude, I was there because I went with Katie for our honeymoon a couple years ago. And we went in, like, early October, I want to say.
Yeah.
And it was still nice.
It was still nice.
It was still very nice.
Yeah.
Like, shorts nice.
Yeah.
And no rain or anything. And if it just rained in the winter, and it's like, because, like, guess what? I've never had to shovel fucking rain out of my driveway. You can just drive through the fucking rain.
Well, you could. You'd just be crazy.
Yeah, you'd be insane. No, fuck. Rain?
That's true.
A rainy winter over
you make
a
good
snowy
point.
winter?
You make a good point. I think what he was trying to do was try to advertise it to the rest of the family. And
Come
I just
here.
to Vancouver especially.
Yeah.
But I was trying to tell people that he's omitting some things, which is that it's going to rain a lot.
Sure.
I just wanted there to be some transparency.
And heroin crisis.
Well, I didn't want to bring that up, but listen, it's the kind of family, if you bring that up, they'll kick you out of the Zoom call.
Oh, they make you think, that, like, why are they worried that you're into drugs?
Well, no, just because drugs is, like, very taboo subject.
They
right?
just don't want to hear about it
They don't
want to
hear about it. So if I said, like, heroin, yuckity yuck, they're like, that's not funny at all. Because I did try to throw some zingers yesterday, you know. I couldn't help myself.
I see.
Some were received well, some killed. Others were like, okay, so how's everything with the other family? Move on.
Bombing in front of your 40 cousins.
Good times. Good times.
What a nightmare.
It was a nightmare. I hated that Zoom call.
But yeah, you know what? One thing I'd say about Vancouver, though, the rent is out of control. Like, it's out of control. Like, there's no cap on it. Yeah, it's a complete nightmare. Like, and I kind of get it. Like, nicer weather, you get what you pay for a little bit, but at the same time, it is like
there's rent control here,
unlivable now, and there is some rent control in Ontario.
Well, I did tell them that if they were going to go to Vancouver, they might risk, seeing a lot of Chinese people. And
another great point.
I definitely, that definitely convinced them.
With you were saying that with your favorite comic, Tony Hinchcliffe, and you guys were just talking about
dude.
that.
Yeah, that was bad.
Here's the whole thing.
I watched even the extended clip. Man.
I'll talk about the Tony Hinchcliffe thing, but yeah, because the extended clip really doesn't make him look better.
Doesn't do anything.
But here's the thing: is that I'll say about like the Tony Hinchcliffe situation, just because everyone's dying to know how I feel. As Tony and I have been enemies for many years.
You've been involved. Yeah.
The one thing I'll say is, like, he's not funny, and people go like, well, that shouldn't matter. That's not why you shouldn't like him. But in this case, I do feel it does matter. Because, like, if somebody has, like, a sexual impropriety or does something very, like, illegal or something like that, and you're like, oh, he wasn't funny anyways, it's like, funny or not, they shouldn't have done that. That's an illegal, gross thing. That's a great point. And I get why people go, like, it shouldn't matter if Chris D'Elia was funny or not. He shouldn't have been messaging underage girls. I agree with that completely.
Yes.
Tony Hinchcliffe's case, I do feel like it matters that he wasn't funny because I feel like a funny comic just wouldn't have taken that angle. They just wouldn't have gone for the shock jock bullshit of saying that word and saying a bunch of stupid racist shit.
Yeah.
They could have made a clever joke about him. They could have just moved on and done some material. They could have done a billion different things. So that's why in this case it actually matters that he's not funny. Because you're not funny, that's what you do. You react in a shocking way, and it sucks.
Yeah, I agree to... I mean, you really haven't touched on it, but for me... I totally agree with you. I don't really think Tony Hinchcliffe is funny.
Right.
I don't get his humor. And again, I'm not saying that he is absolutely unfunny, like, because that's a subjective, right? There are people, the guy is successful, so there are people that do like him.
Sure.
But for me personally, I don't think he's funny.
Right.
Not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
And you're right. I think that if he had sharper instincts, funnier instincts, then he would have not come out and just, threw that
just being shit like that. It was just shit.
I think it was very stupid on his end to do, but the thing is, though, there's the other camp that says, well, I firm believe that you shouldn't be canceling comics over what they say, because a lot of the time comics are working on a new bit and it hasn't really formed. But in this particular case, I've heard the clip. I don't think it's a joke that he was working on. It's not his bit.
It definitely wasn't a bit that he was working on. It wasn't a bit.
So if he
no denying that.
Yeah, so if he wasn't working on a bit, then
it was a terrible riff. It was a lazy shock jock riff.
It was a terrible riff. It wasn't a good riff. I don't think the guy is, I don't think he's my favorite cover. Do I think he's racist? I don't think he's racist, because people always been saying that he's helped so many people. Like Kill Tony has launched some careers, and that is true. Kill Tony has launched some career of people from all different backgrounds. So I don't really think that he is racist. However, he just did something stupid. He said something stupid. And listen, man, we say dumb shit on this podcast. Obviously, we don't have the same audience that Tony has. We have even a bigger.
Some say that.
It's
bigger.
But I mean, if at some point in the future somebody looks back in our episodes and we've said a lot of dumb shit,
right?
I mean, hey, it's fine. It's your right to be upset. I mean, me and Jason would like to think that most of the dumb shit that we've said we don't believe in. We just say it just to be stupid. But that's but I do believe that comics should be able to say whatever they want on stage, and it's really up to the fair market to decide who is funny and should keep going and who isn't. His agency dropping him, it sucks that they did, but it's within their right to do that. You hate to see it happen, but it did. Wasn't a successful riff, Tone. Not the best of ideas, but I'm sure you'll be fine. You still have a following regardless.
And that's the thing, is that there's enough pushback with people's followings now.
Yeah.
That he could survive this.
I think that he could have, if he was dying to, he could have done it in a better way. But he chose to do it his way and go balls to the walls. And hey, man, he gambled. He decided to go all on in, and his gamble didn't pay off.
Yeah.
And that's okay sometimes. And comedy does happen, even on much smaller scales. Like even if you do like a spot on the weekend when you're working on new material and stuff like that, and you decide to because you don't know exactly how the bit's gonna go.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go hard and it doesn't pay off, and that's just the nature of the game. Except this one had. Although I will say though, his opener posting about it is. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I haven't really decided, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie.
So wait, what did his opener do?
Well, the reason why people found out about it was his opener. The guy that he said those things to, he was recording it and he posted it.
To call out Tony?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So he was upset by it.
Yes, he was. Yeah, he was upset by it.
Right.
He said that this is what Tony Hinchcliffe said about me as I was bringing up. By the way, happy National Asian Heritage Month or something like that.
Wow. Okay, so he was pretty bothered by it.
So he was bothered by that, but apparently that this guy was brought on a lot of shows that Tony would do. Like this is not his first time opening for him.
Right.
So they do have a repertoire, and it seems like Tony likes him. I mean, like if he brings him on, if you bring anybody on more than once, you do like them to.
You think, yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, like, I don't really think. But there's also the fucked up thing, like with Frank Sinatra, where he would say how he would defend Sammy Davis Jr., but whenever Sammy Davis Jr. would get some confidence and try to, speak out on how good he thinks
Right,
he is.
right.
And stuff like Frank Sinatra wouldn't like that.
Oh, the thing with Tony Hinchcliffe is Tony is definitely he's in his circle and the people he keeps around him. He for sure he has to be the guy. You know what I mean?
That's not good.
So, and that's not always good, and that
That's not good.
doesn't always feel good. And sometimes, and I've seen like headlining comics do this. And there's some that are really great, and will take guys along, and they're super cool. But I have definitely seen guys that it's like the same guy works with them all the time, but you'll see them hanging out off stage, and the one guy is very like belittling to the opener,
Whether
and will
directly
even
or
just
passive
like
aggressive.
either passive aggressively or like directly to him. So I don't know what their relationship was
Yes.
outside of like them like doing some
Yes.
spots together. I don't know how much this guy might have
Yeah.
already been getting shit on by Hinchcliffe.
Yeah.
And then also like has his racist stuff said about him and is like, are you fucking kidding me, man? Like how much of this am I supposed to put up with? Or he's got it on tape and he's on now. He's like, yeah, well, fuck you, man. We'll see if you're a big dog now, and shares it. Or like, I don't know exactly the relationship, but I just know that that dynamic can happen sometimes. Is that there's some guys, and
Yeah,
anybody
well-
I bring, I always just treat them like my friends. I never think of them as like, oh, my opener. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I don't always like that attitude
Yeah.
that comes with stuff. And I find like Jeff Leeson is really good like
Jeff
that.
is great.
I never feel like, oh, I'm the opener. I just feel like I'm the guy who's on the show with
Yeah.
my buddy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I've definitely also worked with like guys that I feel like the opener and I've been treated like the opener, and that sucks sometimes.
Here's what I would do personally if I was this Asian comic. And this is, I'm not saying this is the definite way to do it. Everybody everybody has their own approach. I'm just saying, because I don't like when people talk about an issue or topic and not provide like a solution to it, because it just feels like
Sure.
just talking heads, right? Me personally, if I was that Asian comic and I experienced what he experienced, especially knowing that it seems like there's an ongoing relationship that he has with Tony, because it's not the
Right.
first time he let him open for him, I would pull Tony to the side and actually tell him, like, listen, was not okay what you said about me on stage.
Right.
I really did not like that. And based on that, like, if he says, well, go fuck yourself,
Yeah.
I would then post it. But if he was like, yeah, I'm sorry, man, I got carried away, I do apologize, I also felt bad about it, but I just had to stick to the bit, and I'm really sorry, and I'm make sure that whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
And I want to make it very clear that it's because on one side I am pro comics saying whatever they want to say on stage, no matter how fucked up it is, and it's up to the audience then to decide whether they like it or not. I'm a huge fan of that. But on the other hand, too, I also feel like really you shouldn't, especially when it's a working relationship with people where there's a clear dynamic between them. I don't like when people take advantage of that. Like, it's kind of, because then it becomes like almost like bullying, like when
Yeah.
a headliner,
Absolutely.
headliner like knows that they can belittle the opener because they can get away with
And
it.
you'll see that sometimes, and you'll see that even in shared living spaces and condos and stuff like that.
Of course,
the kind
you
of
get the-
disrespect,
yeah.
that disrespectful headliner of the place and the volume of the TV or music, or just like staying.
Well,
up.
it's like they're
you
the
know what I
only ones
mean?
that live there. Yeah.
Yeah, acting like other people don't exist.
Yeah.
You see that in comedy.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, not necessarily it's a difficult situation, but like we said, I'm not really a fan of Tony. Not losing sleep over him going through this. I mean, it sucks. But
Yeah.
he's not really my cup of tea. There are comics that I love way more that have been through.
Yeah,
way
I
worse.
know. Like, yeah. I just don't think it's like. I think it's a real mean-spirited style, which is not my style in general, and I feel
Well-
like generally his style is like pretty mean-spirited.
Well, it's also like it's not funny. That's the issue.
It's just
too.
not funny.
Like if it's mean spirited, but it's
Well, you can have darker thoughts and make them hilarious for sure.
Yeah, but again,
Um,
it's subjective. People don't like it when you say something that's not funny. That's like almost you're committing a crime. Like if you say somebody's not funny or something's not funny, it's like, oh, it's like, well, I personally don't think it's funny. If you love it, if it's your cup of tea, have at it. More power to you. Personally, me, not a big fan of the guy.
Sure.
Not a big. I don't know how.
Yeah, I don't know what like those two's relationship was, or like if the opener felt like he could talk to Tony. All I know is that I know a couple people who have had interactions with Tony Hinchcliffe by one buddy, Matt Kerr, who ran a show and it booked Tony. And then Tony said like Tony was like being a real prima donna and was actually like pretty hard to work with. And this was like 7-8 years ago. Okay. This wasn't like, he wasn't like where he is now.
No.
And was acting like a dick. And then I guess Tig Wright was like that Tony very much walks with his head up his own ass kind of thing. So I don't know if he would have been approachable at all, or like again, like how much that this opener had already been through with him.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I don't know. Here's a suggestion. Get good at the craft and don't treat people like shit. You know what I mean? I don't know why that's still hard for some people to wrap their heads around.
I think you can like throw jabs at people.
And absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like I know that's not what you mean. Like we're not saying make it sanitary. I think you can throw jabs on people and be funny about it. I think it just really just depends on how you are. Like I don't know. For me, I know in my circle, I know who I can be mean to.
Yeah.
And they won't be upset with me. I think it just depends on your circle, right, and who you're around, right? Like if I have an opener that I constantly bring on and they know me very well, like there's a lot of comics who have an opener all the time.
Sure.
Same guy.
Yeah.
If my relationship with that guy's at some point, I can, hey, give it up for that piece of shit, whatever. Like,
sure.
He knows, like,
Absolutely.
whatever, that's fine.
Yeah.
But he knows that I have the utmost respect for him on and off stage.
And there's also a big difference between calling a guy a piece of shit, or like when you're wearing that one shirt in Windsor and I called you like bi-curious Fidel Castro. There's a big difference between that and me like bringing up your race for like several minutes. You know what I mean?
You might as well. Really, it was equally as upsetting.
With the Fidel Castro. Yeah, you're right. I crossed a few lines.
But no, yeah, you're right. Absolutely, no, it's different, and it's very hard to like this. I also hate the people that like don't think this guy's funny, but they're like vehemently so upset about it.
Oh, about because they just want to speak out against cancel culture.
Exactly, right?
Right. Like, shit still has to have consequences. Like, I guess, like, you're allowed to say what you're allowed to say in the sense that he said it. He's not going to jail. He's not going to be charged with anything. He was allowed to say it. But
just business-wise, people don't want to do
But his
business.
agency is also allowed to drop him. And his opener is allowed to complain about it. You know what I mean? Like, there are still consequences.
Yeah, there
actions.
is like a very baby way of looking at things, a very immature way of looking at stuff. Where people are like want to have their cake and eat it too. Like, what were you expecting? Like, he was gonna say that, and then everybody's just gonna be okay with it. Like, come on, man. His right is reserved for him to say whatever he wants, but business-wise, companies, agencies
are also allowed to.
Openers, they're all allowed to do what they think is right.
Yeah.
And whoever, the zeitgeist stands by is the one that's gonna, win, I guess, or whatever.
Right.
I mean, but again, at the same time, it's like, because I find him unfunny, sorry.
Right.
It's very hard for me to care because I'm like,
get
dude,
too attached.
whether this guy exists or he doesn't exist, he doesn't.
Makes no difference to you,
right? So it's like very hard to.
And honestly, anybody could take over a podcast like Kill Tony, where they give new comics a chance. And
yeah, it's a very good idea, and it's a very nice idea.
The idea of the podcast is very cool.
But I mean, it's just. I don't want to say that because I really don't know. I mean, I know it will be a lot of fun, and it's like you do have your like material there for you for the most part, at least for most of it. But I don't really know what the ins and out of it are. It might be way too exhausting. I honestly don't know. I can't really speak on that. But at the end of the day, you know what, Tony? At least somebody can now sympathize with how Palestine feels.
Yes, finally.
Yeah.
Do you want to do email?
We can do email. Let's do email.
I'll do email, and then I'll talk about my dilemma.
Tell the folks what the email is,
First
Jason.
email. Well, you want to know who it's from?
But tell them what email they can send it.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I'm sorry.
That's
Our
okay.
podcast, In Search of Zen, has an email. It's In Search of Zen podcast at outlook.com. Outlook, an email that can skateboard? Outlook.com.
Thank you, Outlook.
All right. So it's from.
Oh, no. Don't say his name. Don't say his name.
This guy.
Don't say his name.
JB.
Oh,
Real
hate him.
Real enemy of the podcast.
What a BJ that guy is.
Also, do you know what his email is?
What
So
is
I
it?
know he's a giant troll.
Oh, don't say 69.
No. It's In Search of Zen podcast listener at Outlook.
Oh, this guy is like,
He's a real character.
he's a real character.
He's a real character,
Ugh.
this guy. But, okay, so the email says,
We're assuming it's a he, by the way. It might be a she.
well, by his name,
Yeah. Well,
you know, but you're right. It
the
could
whole
be,
thing is fake.
It
so.
could be a female trolling us. Anyways, the question, what flaws would you fix about each other? List fixable flaws like AJ's mustache or Jason's sense of style. Seriously, you're in the 50s and still wear ball caps? Question mark.
This guy.
Not unfixable flaws like AJ's other podcast or Jason's narcissism. I have a license. I work out. I quit smoking. I don't know. I'm better than you.
I mean, listen.
All those things are true.
I don't want to. I feel like I could. I'm afraid we're gonna might agree on something.
I feel like he definitely pointed out a few of our
few
flaws.
things. Okay.
So
the unfixable flaws. He brought up the other podcast.
wait, list fixable flaws. Is
But
what he
said
said.
also unfixable flaws. Correct.
Not unfixable flaws like AJ's other podcast.
Well, that's
or Jason's
stop. We're
narcissism.
not doing that anymore.
So that
there
was
you go.
fixable.
We fixed that. Okay, so that's done. I mean, I feel like this guy really was out.
This guy's a fucking
He's going after you
muppet.
today for this. Sorry, this week. He's going after
A bit. I guess he doesn't like your mustache either, which
Well,
is like, I don't care about your mustache at all.
I don't care about your mustache either,
Thank you.
or your ego,
Or my narcissism, right?
your narcissism.
all
yeah.
right. Well, you're in my house, so.
Well, that's also the
that I
other
own.
thing too.
And also,
like,
I'm bigger than you.
I'll
so.
okay. Well, scratch what I said. Fucking-
Anyways, what? Huh?
scratch what I said.
No, okay, so what are my flaws that I should
Yeah,
work
that's
on?
right now. Too much. Enough with the fucking working out and the not
I know,
smoking.
I'm bigger than you? Oh, because I
Come
quit
back.
smoking?
Come back to the heathen world.
Right,
That's
right.
where you belong. But fixable flaws. Okay, let's start. Let's start mean and then end nice. I think that's better.
Okay,
So
okay.
unfixable flaws.
Unfixable.
Yeah, didn't he say list unfixable flaws?
He goes, no, he said not unfixable flaws.
So what does that mean though? Not
unfixable.
so they're
It's-
fixable flaws then. Is double
he's
negative is a
saying-
positive?
No, he's saying that the fixable flaws are stuff like your mustache
Okay.
or my sense of style.
Okay, that's
And
fixable.
then he took a shot at you. Say, you look like in there in the 1950s and you still wear ball caps, question mark. First of all, this was not a look in the 1950s.
A little bit,
You
yeah.
know it.
I think what he meant like baseball, but that's not. This is a flat top.
Because it's a flat top hat. It's not like a
Yeah.
paperboy hat.
I mean, regardless of decade,
it's timeless, I'd say.
I think you should really enjoy showing off your hair more.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, I don't think it doesn't logistically doesn't interfere with the podcast.
no.
Like with the camera, I think that it's just that you're 45 years old. You have to stop wearing.
This is true. This is true.
You have
I
to-
forgot about that.
At some point, you have to stop wearing hats.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
Just think about it. I'm gonna send you brochures.
No, watch. Here you go.
Oh my
my
God!
fucking-
Look at those beautiful locks, huh? Come on, I'm hard.
There you go.
Ah,
So no ball cap. That was the big one with me.
Well, he said a fixable flaw.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
I mean,
well, there you go. Very
you're
fixable.
getting defensive right now.
Very fixable. Yeah, this guy's a piece of shit.
I know he's a piece of shit.
Enemy
He's
of
putting a wedge between us right now.
Enemy of the podcast. Well, that's his whole goal.
Yeah, fuck this guy.
All right. Well, I still have to do one of your flaws.
Sure. That's where my plan.
Go back and forth. Your attempt at sayings is brutal. You know you're gonna get them wrong, and you just go for it anyways.
I think
It's outrageous.
I think that's an unfixable flaw.
Maybe that is an unfixable flaw.
How do you fix that?
Because I don't see you catching yourself. That's
No.
true. That is very true.
Well, here's the thing. In my defense, I get carried away, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I think I'm gonna like wrap my point up.
Yeah. You do think you're gonna save it.
I'm
and
gonna
then
bring it all together.
You never do. You
and I
always
just
fall
flub
on your
it.
face.
Flub it. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. You're right. It's something I need to get under control.
Sometimes it's funny, but sometimes it's like
Annoying.
No. Sometimes the analogy is so far off that I'm like, you ruined your point. Because your analogy is for a whole other point.
It's like
or your saying is for a whole other point. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
it's
I'm like,
like-
now everybody's lost.
It's like with conspiracy theorists. Like sometimes they'll have a good one,
They nail it.
but
yeah.
then they'll ruin it by saying the moon is made out of cheese, and it's like, well,
and you're like, I just can't listen to anything you say
I can't
now.
stand
yeah.
by anything you say.
That's
I
it.
agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah, like when you on the one podcast said 9/11 rubbed a few elbows, people just threw their computers against the wall and just were like, well, I can't listen to these guys at all anymore. It rubbed a few elbows. They were just done.
They were like, I can't listen to this idiot.
They just
Fucking
threw it out.
moron. I wish a 9/11 happened to him right now. I agree with you. I agree. But the other part of the question was, name a not unfixable flaw.
No. That's not what he says. He goes,
Oh, God damn it.
I'll try to read it again.
Please do. Read the second part.
It's hard because he puts so many things in brackets where he's taking shots at like the way I look and
Yeah,
stuff
and
like
you don't
that,
want to
or
go
my
through
style.
that again.
But he goes, not fixable flaws like.
Yeah, so
AJ's
not fixable
other-
flaw. So something
So
you
he's
can't
saying-
fix.
He's saying I'm not talking. I think he's saying I'm not talking
Unlike,
about unlike.
oh,
yes.
so he just wanted to bring the other one. Okay,
I think that's what he means, anyways. But
Yeah.
we could get into
unfixable,
unfixable
flaws. Well, mine is done. I don't have a podcast other than this, so.
You're right. Yeah, your podcast is
So now the issue with your do you think you have an ego problem?
my narcissism.
Do you
Yeah,
think
yeah,
your
yeah.
narcissism has grown immensely?
No, I think that weak loser people think that.
I see.
'Cause they're weak and
Are you
small.
doing the pull yourself by the bootstraps thing now?
Well, I just figure your life
Yeah,
out.
figure your
I'm from
life
the
out.
streets, bitch.
Okay, there you
I
go.
got out.
Well, if it makes you feel good, I started working out today. My first day.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That is, see?
Um,
Motivator.
Motivator.
Jason Allen.
I'm just really sick and tired of him talking about it.
I don't know. I don't think I'm like insanely ego driven. If you met some of the comics we know, you'd see there's worse. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm too bad.
Well, fair enough.
Am I right or am I wrong?
Compared to-
If we compare,
Am I right or am I right?
Can we just compare?
Compared, oh, for sure. Yeah, you're Saint Modesty.
I'd say.
You're no argument
Right?
there.
Pretty humble
I
guy.
mean, there are some people out
Oh,
there.
dude, some of these lunatics.
If you would let them do it, they'll come up with their own language.
Oh,
Like,
fuck yeah. They're building statues of themselves right now. That's what they've been
good
doing during
Lord,
this pandemic.
Good Lord.
So I don't know. I don't think I'm too out of control.
No, you're definitely not. No, you're definitely not. You're comically narcissistic. I don't.
Yeah,
think,
you do it as a joke. You do it
course,
to make
these people
fun
are
of
idiots.
guys like that.
Listen, we have 100,000 listeners. Do you think that 100,000 people will
Yeah.
listen to this?
Of course not.
Nobody
No.
should be listening. They're idiots. Don't listen to them.
Yo, well, it's one guy.
Well,
we have 100,000
He's turning us
listeners,
against our audience now.
and one guy emails us.
Guys, I don't know if this is clear. I do feel like there are people that might take what we say all the time serious. Guys, here's the thing. Whenever we're being mean or dicks or even maybe slightly racist, we are joking. It's a joke. We don't mean these things. Jason, I mean, I would like to think that he doesn't really think that he can take me down.
Well,
But
okay.
let me
right.
make my point.
Okay.
But he is somebody who is very humble, you know.
Yes.
He's bettering his life, you know, even though it's at the cost of me having to listen to it, but it's okay. He's getting better. That's all I have to say.
I'm a great physical specimen. Okay. This guy kind of helps murder hero Muammar Gaddafi. Political icon.
This fucking
Muammar.
This fucking rumor that's been following me ever since I fucking started.
He kills whatever. He kills one dictator.
And all of a sudden,
then he's like, I can take Jason Allen.
I even told him yesterday in the family meeting. I was like, yeah.
You guys remember?
Thank you.
Yeah, when we're catching up. Hey, remember when I murdered
Exactly.
Muammar? And they're like, yeah.
I used to be somebody, goddammit.
I murdered Muammar.
Oh my God. Well, you know what, Jason Bay, go fuck your mother.
Yeah, go fuck your mother. You don't think I talk about the house too much, do you?
No, God, no.
We record in the house.
We barely talk about the house.
And we barely talk about. I think maybe at the beginning when I got it.
But that's like you got it.
You
did get. I was thinking about doing a joke, really, where like I think the reason why people are unhappy with their lives is because all of our accomplishments happen the first 21 years of our lives. You fucking go to high school, you graduate, you get your first job, and then after that, nobody gives a fuck about you.
I guess that's why old people are miserable, because even worse for them, they got a house when they were young too.
That's what I mean. No,
so all their accomplishments.
But that's what I mean.
Any big accomplishment.
Like the only time people congratulate you after you get your first job is either you buy your first house or you beat a disease. Otherwise, nobody cares.
Or married, I guess.
Yeah, I mean you get divorced or whatever.
But then whatever. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like people should graduate high school by the time they're 30. I think that's good. Space it out.
Space it out. Yeah. Make the courses less hard or space it out. Give us a break.
And graduate college when you're 40, and hopefully by then you've also beaten a disease.
I like all of this.
Somebody gets 2 cakes, right?
Yeah. Nice.
I think that's weird.
I appreciate
Space out the accomplishments, man.
I agree. I don't know. It's the worst right now. Because even if you accomplish something, you're just stuck with it, and nobody cares.
Nobody cares because they're like, we're sad. We're in
all
lockdown.
sad.
Go fuck yourself.
I can't. Yeah. Yeah, I can't hear it.
And if anything, I think that was the worst time to accomplish something because they're like, oh, look at me, Mr. Successful, or everybody else is.
No, the worst are my American friends because I see them posting and they're like living a life, and I'm like, oh, that's great.
It kills me, man.
That's great.
It really kills me.
Yeah.
People
like I love them, but at the same time, it's like you're fucking killing.
Well,
me
I mean, I hope they get Ebola.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think that's coming
a fair
back.
Statement.
No, I think so too. But you want to get into your issue?
Sure.
I'm sorry, we
right.
kind of made
okay.
This podcast is all over the place. But we want to dedicate the last 7 minutes to Jason Allen.
I don't know. This might be bragging, but
well, I don't know. We'll
my 8-year anniversary, dating anniversary with my wife, who I love. What an asshole I am.
How is she, by the way, enjoying your physical specimen?
Buddy, she loves it. Are you kidding me? Yeah, like I give a fuck what Jason Bate thinks of me.
You're
my
getting
body,
laid better.
My fucking wife is all about it, son. No, she's eating it up.
Oh God. Okay. All right.
The
Moving
other
on.
day, she talked about my round ass, but she kind of like made a rude comment too.
Oh, did she?
She's like, yeah, because she was talking to Doug about it.
Did she have did you have a trapezoid ass?
He was talking to Doug about it, and she's like, I punch it all the time now because it's so round and firm. And she's like, he used to have a pancake ass. I'm like, all right, here.
Okay.
Like,
you have to bring back.
I had no idea you didn't like it before.
No need to be
like, I don't need to hear this. But anyways, yeah, my apologies.
Yeah,
Katie and I are celebrating 8 years of love and romance on May 20th. And then I booked this in Airbnb. And then, like when you book an Airbnb, they send you like a fucking 100 confirmation emails. And I get one that is like, okay, we just need this piece of information and then you're good to go. But I got another one from earlier on that was like, well, what region are you in? There's currently a stay-at-home order. And I'm like, am I allowed to come or not? Because you guys fucking took the money. So why are you posting it? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. When Katie and I first started dating, to go back to our like origin story, since it's our 8-year anniversary coming up, I owned a fucking flip phone. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm from the streets.
8 years ago, you had a flip
Dude,
phone?
I had a flip phone. I had a flip phone up until I won this one contest for Big League Comedy, where they gave me like, I won like $1,000, and then Katie was like, maybe you should do something nice for yourself, like get a nice phone. And I went, okay. And then from then on,
You're a true 8 Mile
I've had,
story.
so I like, yeah, like maybe 6.5 years ago, I was still using like a flip phone.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
You don't know what the fuck
So,
you're doing.
oh, dude, like if I didn't run shit by Katie, I'd fall for scams all the time. I would just be fucked over so bad constantly.
My dick is not as big as I want it to
No,
be.
nothing like that. Settle down. Just stuff like, oh, you have a package coming, but you forgot to send us this. This fee, and I'm like, is this real? Because I do have a package coming, and Katie's like, no, don't click on
You
that.
start telling people, did you
I'm
know
like,
that I have relatives in
okay.
Nigeria? And he's like,
Yeah. Like if a prince is in trouble, obviously I'm gonna help. I'm a decent
cousin is
human
royalty.
being. You know what I mean? Like if he's in trouble, you help. Be a good person. But yeah, so now I'm gonna have to like drive to Katie's work. I'm gonna bring her a coffee. I'm gonna be nice about it. But I'm gonna have to show her the emails and be like, what's happening? And then she's gonna talk me through it, and it's probably gonna be fine. Or it's not going to be fine.
But
and
until then,
she'll get the money back for me.
But until then, it's an issue.
What the fuck I'm doing. But until then, it's an issue. And it's like, if these were the things, don't post it. Why do you have it up?
so my question to you quickly, they were asking you for regions, right?
Or yeah, something like that.
So
yeah.
was there a drop list of
No.
regions?
No, of course not.
So you had to type in what region you're from?
I just didn't even mail them back yet because I don't know.
Yeah, but
I don't know what one I should respond to because I think I got that one later. And then later on, I got this one about like, oh, so you just send us this and then we'll give you the key code. So I'm like, wait, are we allowed to go or are we not allowed to go? Like, that's what I'm saying. They're like giving us mixed messages because you get something and then they send you like 8 emails all within 5 minutes of each other.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever booked like
Yeah. No, it is annoying because like,
I just want to know. I'd love to go. It's like 3 hours away.
Yeah,
it's off the water.
Nice off the lake. Everything.
Nice to do something for a couple days. Anything to get out of the fucking city and just feel like sane.
Just
for a
somewhere
minute.
else. Somewhere not here. Yeah.
Somewhere else. That's the whole thing. It's like we got the house, and then 2 months later, the government was like, "You can't leave." Which, you know what I mean? So like,
you've been cooped up in this thing for long.
so fucking long, dude. So it'd be nice to do this, but if I can't do it, whatever. The law's the law. What am I gonna do?
Yeah, I know.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean? I'm not gonna
fine,
make you rent it to me, but at the same time, like, I don't know why you keep it up on your site if we're not allowed to do it right now.
Yeah, that's a very weird one.
Even
I don't
Walmart's
know.
got the fucking clothing blocked off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like they're like, well, you can't buy it, but hey, it's wide open.
Let's be honest. It's not like that part of the store was really busy, anyways. To begin.
Yeah, nobody's looking at the Walmart clothes
Fucking
except for
George.
me in my 1950s style, apparently. But anyways,
I don't think they even have that. Even Walmart's
it's more new
has
age.
left that era behind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
But that's fine. But you know what though, folks, please, if you know anybody in Air BnB, hook a brother up. You know.
Yeah, let me know what to do with this.
Let Jason know.
Honestly,
Poor guy's trying to do something nice for his
I'm
wife.
such a dummy with this stuff. I'll probably go
Don't say
see
that.
Katie, and she'll resolve it right away. She'll be like,
I'm sure she
"No,
will.
this isn't even a thing. Don't worry about it."
Maybe they're just warning you, like, hey, maybe it's not bad. It was not a good idea to come. But
Or
if
sure,
they
or like,
want
yeah, you are at risk of getting fined, but do what you want.
Yeah.
It could be something like that, which I'm fine with.
Well, I mean, we're gonna get the update next week, so
Yeah, I'll let you know if we win.
We'll be letting you know, and please, guys, do follow us on social media.
Yeah.
Search of Zen Podcast, Facebook, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Hit subscribe, hit like, tell a friend. I don't know, tell anybody, really. Anybody, really. Just walk by a homeless person. Just like, hey, check out this podcast.
Just whisper it into the wind sometimes.
Exactly. And, until then, we're going to be drinking hot sarsaparilla We're gonna be having.
Yeah, nice hot glass of sarsaparilla.
Leave us ratings on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, rate us. It
Rate
helps
us.
the podcast.
Please do.
And don't just send us mean emails. You can rate us too.
Yeah, don't be mean. Be nice. Be
A good
thumb-
rating, Jason.
Yeah,
Baby,
there's a
if
lot of
you're
work that
listening.
goes into this podcast, and by that I mean we hit record.
Yeah. Yeah.
4 times, because then here and
Right. He knows. He
See,
gets it.
This was the most work we've done for the podcast, thinking about how many times we have to hit record. But anyways, that's the episode for this week. We'll catch you guys next week. Thank you.
That's it. Bye.
Bye.
I'm giving up on